In the previous parts, we discussed how Slursagi basically demolished everyone, but got his butt whooped by Rin. Do you think Isagi will have his revenge on Rin, or does fate have something else written for him? Isagi had just lost to Rin, but instead of feeling crushed, he was more alive than ever. For the first time, he had met someone who could truly challenge him, someone who made his blood boil with excitement. That loss wasn't a setback, it was a spark. From this point on, Isagi had one goal: to surpass Rin, to crush him completely, and for that, he was willing to do anything. Now left behind with Nagi, they were set to face Baro and Naruhaya just like in the original timeline. But this time, Isagi wasn't the weak link anymore. He was sharper, faster, and far more ruthless. Still, Baro was no joke. His raw power and presence on the field were overwhelming. Isagi tried to keep him in check, but Baro still managed to score 3 goals with brute force. Isagi and Nagi had to work together to contain the chaos, finding holes in Naruhaya's basic playstyle and outsmarting him in key moments. The match ended 5-3. As they caught their breath after the game, Nagi looked at Isagi and said, "You really went all out." Isagi replied, "I had to. Baro's a beast, but even beasts can be tamed." That's when it clicked. Baro wasn't just a wall to overcome. He was a weapon Isagi could use. Someone that powerful, that unpredictable, could change the tide of any match. So Isagi made his choice. He picked Baro. Now, with Nagi and Baro at his side, they were heading into their next match against Ryo, Chigiri, and Kunigami. But unlike the original timeline, this version of Isagi wasn't just trying to survive and adapt. No, this Isagi had ego. His eyes weren't on just winning. He wanted to dominate. "I'm not the same player you left behind," he thought to himself. "This time, I control the field." Isagi's ego had grown stronger, but this time, it worked against him. At the start of the match, things looked great. Isagi and Nagi were working well together, controlling the game with smart passes and movements. Isagi already knew how Chigiri, Kunigami, and Ryo played. He had studied their moves, knew their habits, and saw the weaknesses he could use. It felt like the match was already his. But then, Baro got in his way. As Isagi made his way to the goal with a perfect chance to score, Baro suddenly rushed in and stole the ball from him. He wanted the spotlight for himself. Their egos clashed, and the timing fell apart. They lost the ball, and with it, their control of the game. Isagi didn't want to change his style, and Baro refused to listen. They both wanted to lead, and because of that, the whole team started falling apart. While they argued through their play, Chigiri's team saw the opening. Chigiri used his speed to break through, Kunigami brought the power, and Ryo kept everything balanced. They took the lead and held it. Isagi still managed to score 2 goals, showing that he was still the top player. But it wasn't enough. They lost. After the match, Chigiri looked at Isagi and said, "I want him. He sees the field differently." But Ryo shook his head. "No, he doesn't fit in. He'll mess up the team. He doesn't know how to play with others." Isagi didn't say anything, but inside, he was fired up. He knew what went wrong. Next time, he wouldn't just play with ego. He would control it. And when that time came, he would rise again. Now Isagi and Baro are the only ones left. Isagi knows that if they lose the next match, everything will be over for him. But this time, he has learned something important. In the last match, he let his ego take control. He tried to dominate everything, even Baro. But that didn't work. Baro isn't someone you can control. He's a beast with crazy strength and a strong hunger to score. Isagi understands now that instead of trying to control Baro, he needs to work with him. Ego should push you forward, not blind you. He has learned how to control his ego instead of letting it control him. Their next match is against Nico and Hiragi. Isagi goes in with a better plan. Instead of fighting Baro, he uses him wisely. With his sharp vision, he creates perfect chances for Baro to finish. Sometimes, he even uses Baro as a distraction and scores himself. Their teamwork is smooth and deadly. They win the match 5-0. After the win, Isagi picks Nico. His strong field vision helps with defense. But the next match is a tough one. They face Karasu, Otoya, and some snake. Isagi has never seen them play before, and they surprise him. Karasu and Otoya take control early and score 2 quick goals. But Isagi doesn't panic. He watches closely, understands how they play, and quickly adjusts. Once he figures them out, the game shifts. Isagi and Baro take over completely. Isagi scores 3 goals and assists 2 more for Baro. They win in style. After the match, Isagi chooses Karasu. His movement and skills make the team even stronger. Now it's time for the match Isagi has been waiting for. The rematch against Rin. This time, he is not the same player. He is smarter, more focused, and ready to take down the one who pushed him the most. The final match begins, and the tension on the field is electric. Isagi walks in with full focus, his heart pounding with excitement. This is the last hurdle, the moment everything has been building toward. But unlike their previous encounter, Isagi is different now. He's not just playing for himself. He's learned how to trust others, how to use them, and how to keep his ego in check. He knows that this time, the victory won't come from trying to do everything alone. The game kicks off with high energy. Isagi charges forward with Karasu behind him, weaving through the defenders. He spots Baro coming up fast from the right. As they approach the opponent's box, Rin steps in to block Isagi, confident that he can read him like before. He's going to shoot, Rin thinks, moving to cut him off. But to his surprise, Isagi suddenly passes the ball to Baro, who doesn't waste a second and smashes the ball straight into the goal. 1-0. Rin's eyes narrow, but he's not angry. In fact, he smiles faintly. So you finally learned to use your team. Interesting. The game heats up quickly. Rin responds with a beautiful solo effort, dancing through defenders and firing the ball into the net. 1-1. Both sides are fired up. Karasu strikes next, working with Isagi on a quick 1-2 pass before scoring. 2-1. But Rin comes right back with another goal, keeping the score even at 2-2. The match is turning into a test of both skill and willpower. Baro charges through and scores again. 3-2. Both teams keep scoring and the score ends up 4-4. With only minutes left, the match is getting intense as the last goal will determine everything. And then, the ball finds its way to Isagi. He takes it near the center and begins to run. Karasu is calling from the left. Baro is charging from the right. Rin is in front of him, ready to intercept the next pass. He'll pass it. He has to, Rin thinks, tensing up. But Isagi keeps moving straight. His gaze never leaves Rin. I know they're open, Isagi says quietly, more to himself than to anyone else. But my ego won't let anyone else score this goal. He explodes forward. Isagi fakes a pass to Karasu. Rin shifts to block it, but Isagi spins, cuts to the right, and slips past Rin in a flash. Rin turns in shock, trying to catch up, but Isagi is already at the edge of the box. The goalkeeper steps forward, but Isagi stays calm. With one final touch, he blasts the ball into the net. 5-4. The whistle blows. Isagi falls to his knees, tired but smiling. He looks up at the sky, breathing hard, and lets out a small laugh. He didn't win because he was the fastest or the strongest. He won because he had learned something important: when to trust his teammates and when to trust himself. This time, ego didn't control him. He controlled it. And that changed everything. Before, Isagi tried to do everything on his own. He thought that being the best meant taking every shot and making every play. But that made him easy to read. Players like Rin could shut him down. But now, Isagi had grown. He used Karasu's movements to open space. He trusted Baro to attack when the timing was right. And when it really mattered, he chose to take the shot himself. Not because he wanted all the glory, but because he knew he was the best option. He didn't try to crush everyone with his ego. He learned how to use it the right way. That's what made him better. He wasn't just playing with skill. He was playing with heart and with control. And in the end, that's why he won. Do you think Isagi will choose Rin for his team or someone else?